goalless draw here today. How do you assess that, Gary?
Well, both teams needed to win. I said if it was a draw, then it'd probably be better for us because there's still 3 games to go, and not a lot has changed with Charlton sort of drawing as well. But we could have easier come here and let an early goal in, and then suddenly got beat 2-0 because they had to win to get into the playoffs for the Premiership. We quietened the crowd. We played some good football other than 10 minutes towards the end of the first half. But we are just proud of the work rate that they put in. We know about the qualities of what they can bring in, and we matched them. And we had the same chances as them. At least we had a couple of chances. Our supporters were great because they saw, I think, that we kept going and we kept trying, but we still had to keep defending. You can't throw 10 men forward. You can see what they had up there. They had Dunn at the end, and Boy King, and then Rhodes, and then Gestedes. You just can't do that. And anyway, but we had a few breaks at the end, and we certainly frustrated them. But we got to be really, really pleased with the boys, and they give you heart that we're still in it. We're still in it. If we can get a result against Huddersfield, which is now massive, of course, every game now is a no-lose sort of situation. But if we were poor today and drew 0-0, then I'd be disappointed and feel not as confident. But at the moment, the lads don't look to me like they're giving up on it, and we come up against a side that was a very, very good side and trying to get themselves into that top 6.
I'm sure your rivals down at the bottom who looked at you today, away at Blackburn, as you say, pushing for the playoffs, and they'll be disappointed you picked up a point here today, won't they? I
think so. They definitely will be, because we won't go away, will we? We're like that wasp that's still buzzing around and won't go away, and we won't. And that's why I just wanted to call them in at the end there, just to say, because they look disappointed, and I don't want them being disappointed because it's 3 big games. It's what we do now between now and Monday is really important. We've got to get them their legs back, and we've got to make sure that Lewis Park becomes a very noisy place, and because the next win, we'll find ourselves going into the last 2 games with something to play for.
Some of your players collapsed to the turf as they just lost a cup final and looked really disappointed. So they're the ones you just had to just pick them up and let them know that they're still in it.
Yeah, I think they worked so hard. You've got to work hard when you come to Blackburn. You have a look at the results they've had recently. They beat QPR 2-0. They're beating a lot of big teams here. The teams that are already up in the playoffs. So, we didn't come here as shrinking violets. We came here to win the game, and all I wanted to make sure is that we gave it a go, and we was another. So there was 2 teams in the competition, and there was, and that just gives me heart for the next few games, and hopefully we can make it a cracking end to the season.
Got a long trip back now tonight ahead of that game on Monday. What can you realistically do with the lads Saturday, Sunday? Is it just their physical conditioning to make sure they're ready to go?
Yeah, it's recovery. We've got to make sure that they're recovered. We'll talk about the game, we'll review the game. When we did keep the ball, we did it very well, but we did have a 20-minute, 15-minute spell, as I said, where we didn't keep the ball. And then teams like Blackburn are going to pull you about, open you up, get their shots in, and all that sort of thing. We can't afford to do that at this moment in time. So, and then we recovered, and I thought second half we played some very, very good football, and that was why I was pleased. So we got to show them that there are still wins in us. And then we got to make sure that they get their massage, they get their ice baths. There's one waiting in there for them. It's not something I would enjoy doing, but anyway, they got to do that. We got food on the bus, to make sure they get their food quickly, sort of down them, and the old carbs and everything, if that's the right word. And then we got to turn up on Monday fresh as a daisy.
5 points is the gap, so you know that a win on Monday would see you probably take it all the way. And I mean, I guess to keep giving yourselves a chance and keep staying in there, that's all you can hope for.
Well, it is, and we are still in it. A little while ago, we felt maybe we wouldn't be, but if you look at the away games we've had to play against in the last month or so, they've been really difficult games, and yet we've come out of them with flying colours, even though they've only been a point here and there. Our form now at the end of the season is decent, and I said it would be. I thought it would be. But listen, you've got to be proud of the boys and their work rate and the amount of effort that they put in to make sure that we didn't lose that game either. You know, if you couldn't win it, it was really important not to lose it.